Hello, everyone, and welcome to the North American Spring Challenger Series playoffs, brought to you thanks in part by our friends at Coca-Cola. I'm David Freak Turley. With me again is Aiden Zaire Noon, and to keep the theme going, what is your favorite color?
Teal.
Teal.
Teal is my favorite color. I like that. I remember back when I was playing Halo, I would always pick the teal back in number 1.
All
I
right.
was like, I love that color, and that was the first time I was introduced to it.
There you go. Teal, turquoise, and maroon, the colors so far by the casters here. Tonight, we're going to be closing out the quarterfinals of the Challenger Series playoffs with a best-of-3 match between Curse Academy and VVV Gaming. Now let's check out the bracket to see where this match fits into it all. The winner here moves into the semifinal match against LMQ, and remember, the top 3 teams here qualify for the Summer Promotion Tournament.
And yesterday, we locked in our first semifinal match as Complexity Black crushed Complexity Red in 2 straight games and will now take on the second seed in the playoffs, Cloud9 Tempest.
And of course, you can always follow all the Challenger playoff action simply by going to lolesports.com.
You'll find stats, scores, schedules, and more under the Leagues and Tournaments tab near the top of the page.
All right, so let's get into tonight's matchup here. Curse Academy versus VVV Gaming. It's a rematch of the third place match that went down just a week ago. Curse Academy came out on top, taking it 2-0. They would really like to see history repeat itself.
Yeah, and although it is a repeat match, VVV doesn't want that exact score again. And one of the biggest keys to their success is the incredible play of their top laner Rux on Curse Academy. While fighting for third place against VVV, he went crazy as the Half Dragon, closing with the double-digit KDA of 15.0 on Shyvana. And overall, he's had an incredible spring, including a ridiculous KDA of 24 in a 2-0 sweep of Complexity Red in the Series 2 quarterfinals. And this guy is crazy good all across the board.
He's a guy to really watch for. Now, of course, shutting down the former LCS Pro is going to have to be a priority for VVV Gaming if they want to avenge that third place loss. That task may actually fall on the AD carry Tails.
Yeah, and he put up impressive numbers against Curse Academy in their third place match. And overall, he was the most deadly member of VVV during the second spring series. And in the Series 2 quarterfinals, Tails participated in 15 of VVV's 17 kills, and to top it off, he never died. If he can put up that kind of performance today, he'll move his team within 1 series of the Summer Promotion Tournament.
Yeah, exactly. We'll see if they can do it here. And of course, another matchup to talk about is the top lane fight as well between VVV and Curse Academy.
Yeah.
So we talked about Rux, right? Played support for Curse, like at the very, very end of, I believe, Spring Split. Came back off the team's been playing for Curse Academy for a while. But against him is Chris.
Yeah.
And I know you pointed this one out. Chris actually now the #1 player in Challenger solo queue ladder right there. I got to say, I feel like he doesn't quite put in the same results in the matches than he does in solo queue. But if he can kind of get past the nerves or the anxiety or whatever it is, he's a gigantic threat.
Yeah, overtook Sneaky. We were talking about him all week long. Like, he finally hit #1. Now Chris is #1, and he has to transition it from solo queue to a team play environment. So if you can mesh with that, because he plays things like Jace in the top lane, which isn't necessarily a team fight-oriented champion.
Yeah.
Or if it is, you have to completely play the whole game differently. Like, we've seen him whip out many different things. I think he played Shyvana. He's played Riven. He didn't have great showings on his Riven either, which is what the champion, when you hear Chris, you think you're just like, oh, Chris, Riven.
Yeah.
I guess like when you hear, Mega Zero, you're like, oh, Renekton.
Yeah.
You're like, Chris, yeah. He went for that and didn't have great success, which is really, really sad.
Yeah.
Expecting a lot.
Yeah, well, we'll see if he can turn it on this time around in the series. Also in this match, we've got a couple of roster swaps. So VVV have brought back their old jungler Porpoise Pops here into the lineup. I think you've had more experience casting him than me, so if you want to talk about him.
So Porpoise Pops was one of the original members of the VVV gaming squad when they were formulated, alongside Tails and Cheese Beluga, and then Get Snuggled, who was the old jungler here, but he was their top laner then. So they took on Chris, Get Snuggled moved to the jungle, and then they brought on Porpoise Pops now to fill that role. And Porpoise Pops number 14 in Challenger, and he hovers around that 10 to 14 area. He was up at 8 for a little bit. Very, very good. He's played a lot of things. He's played Nocturne. He's gone for the Pantheon and the Elise more recently in the Cosmos, the OP things. And I think he's going to be a great addition to the team and maybe that little boost of power that VVV Gaming needs. And also talking about roster swaps here, VVV brought on a new support.
Yeah.
Harkua, who is Xiaomei Mei.
Yeah.
In this one. So, which I think is was that little sister?
Little sister.
Little sister.
Like very little, like 6 years old-ish.
Aw.
I had to look it up, thankfully. Someone translated from Firefly, and that allowed me to understand what they're
I hope it's
going for.
accurate.
Yeah, now I'm just going to feel dumb. I trusted the internet on this one.
It's a bad move.
So the problem is now you guys, you have double trust issues. Not only are you trusting me on the internet, but you're trusting me trusting someone else on the internet, so I must be wrong.
Oh boy.
That's how it works.
Oh boy, yeah. We're gonna find out that it's something else very later. We're gonna be like, oh no, that's not what it means.
It's
so
actually super offensive.
right now, it's
swearing at all of you.
It's a 6-year-old little sister. We're gonna keep it that way. There's nothing else than that.
So he's an Annie main.
Yes, he plays Thresh and Annie and Karma. Doesn't really whip out the Leona at all though.
Okay.
That's something that they could possibly use to their advantage on the side of Curse Academy, because we've seen Karma, we've seen a lot of Leonas lately, we've seen a lot of Morganas. He doesn't play any of those.
Interesting.
He's the Thresh Annie. Well, he does play Karma. Sorry,
Okay.
He's the Thresh Annie Karma. Leaves the Leona and Morgana out of the picture. For this
Interesting.
one. So doesn't want to have anything to do with that trifecta, but at the same time, I really like the expansion of the support champion pool.
Yeah.
So at one point we were like, oh, it's Annie, and it's like, oh, they're gonna pick Leona or Thresh. And
True.
now it's like Karma, Morgana. We're just expanding it even more and more, and I love that.
Yeah, and it will keep growing. I think people are sort of figuring out the different types of lanes they can play. I'm always really interested in how all the lanes evolve. I think mid lane, when it came to the beginning of the 2014 season, had kind of the best breadth to it. You had about like 12 champions that you would like, oh yeah, they picked that one. Okay, yeah, I get it, right? Like not surprising picks, like 12 or so, like a good dozen mid laners.
And it really like formulated what the team was about. It's like, oh, it's an Italy, poke comp.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a Ziggs, wave clear.
Yeah, and then now finally I think we're starting it a bit with the top lane. Like Trundle got added in a couple months ago. You see the Gragas occasionally. Lee Sin actually is becoming a common top laner. When you see it, you're like, yeah, legitimately, probably, Lee Sin top's pretty likely here. We even saw Mouse Sports run Elise top to decent success.
Yeah, and the fact that Rise is now in that whole
you're right.
thing. Mundo's out. He's
Rise is one I forgot about. You're right. Yeah,
he
Rise
traded
is a big
places
one.
with Mundo.
That's fine. Rise is cooler looking.
Yeah, I'm really happy about that too.
Yeah.
Now I get to play Rise and use like Triumphant Rise skin. I'm like, I earned that, and now I get to use it. So.
Isn't it great having exclusive skins that other people don't have? Or show off.
That's from winning a tournament, though. I didn't get that from anything else.
I know.
Awesome.
That's why you show off and you say, like, yeah, I'm really good at this
Like,
game.
how'd you get it?
Was. Earned it. Gragas, Ziggs, banned away from Peek and Woof. The Needly still not just yet. Lee Sin, the drop away. So Pat Ruck's not going to be allowed to play that one here. Next couple bans still to go through. VVV got to make their choices.
I think they want to ban out Lulu. Curse Academy are going to want to ban out something like Nidalee against Peek and Wolf, which is all the time. So these last two bans are probably Nidalee and Lulu, and if they aren't, then Curse Academy, if they don't ban Nidalee here, I think VVV doesn't ban out Lulu. And they just leave both open and say we'll at least get one of them.
Well, one thing to keep in mind, honestly, and this is the way that I know Cloud9 does their picks and bans. You actually heard Hai talking about it. I know CLG does this somewhat as well. Is you realize, and like, I think it's weird that teams are like, oh my god, red side has a disadvantage because blue gets like a guaranteed first pick. But it's like you can play the pick such that they'll get like one high priority champion, but you get two, which is again what Hai was talking about here. So, right, you can leave champions like Lulu and Kha'Zix and Thresh, like 3 big priority champions up. We'll see what VVV goes for. Needle is still available right now. The Lulu also, that one's an important champ.
So
we'll see.
Here's the thing: is last time they played each other, Curse Academy 2-0'd VVV, and all of their bans, just like right now, are targeted at Peek and Wolf. They targeted his low champion pool, and his last couple games he was terrible. I'm just gonna say it flat out, he's really bad on his B tier champions. He wants the Nidalee, he wants the Lulu, and they are willing to give up one of them if they can secure a safe pick for Peek and Wolf.
Well, Lulu is available. Nidalee is first pick there for Duo Sack, so you gotta ask, is Lulu the pick up here? And can you even mind game it and pretend no Nidalee goes somewhere else and get the next champion even afterwards on this one? VVV hovering over Evelyn so far for the jungler of Porpoise Pops. We'll see if it might just be the Lulu to come through here. We do see some teams run Lulu support. We've seen Lulu be a top laner as well. I feel like you secure it.
You don't want to leave it open because Cabagon actually plays Lulu support very well. So they would immediately take that up because their whole goal is to shut out Peek and Wolf like they did in the last time they met each other.
Yeah.
In that 3rd, 4th place match. And now I say that VVV actually played this pick ban phase very well because Peek and Wolf at least has a champion in his top tier of play.
Yeah, and I mean, it's like the top tier champion. I feel like I see Lulu first pick more than almost anything else. Very few times do teams give that up, but the Evelyn does come through here for Porpoise Pops. Very few jungle bans went through, just the Lee Sin and Kha'Zix, but Curse Academy already know what they want. It's going to be Lucian for the AD carry, Renekton here for the top lane. So they got a couple of priority picks as well.
Yeah, and Mashme, he loves those carry and those bullies. So he actually plays the laning phase very well, regardless of what he's on for the most part. He's like, I've done it with Caitlyn. I've seen him do it with Vayne and Sivir and Lucian, and he's very good at all of these champions. So he's very well rounded in Tails. It's now in his court. What does he want to pick to at least go even with Mashme? This is a very intense matchup here. Tails is a very skilled player, one of the best Challenger Series AD carries out there. And Mash Me, former LCS player, has been putting up amazing numbers all series long.
He has. He's really shined so far this split. I'm actually surprised, though, at VVV not picking up their support just yet, unless they're actually trying to mind game the mid lane support matchup and allowing the swap to go to Xiaomei Mei, even though it's not in his pool, just because I feel like you'd be contesting for a support pick like Thresh right now, but VVV, I guess they want some kind of a counter pick down there.
Yeah, that's true. And I'm glad that you brought that up, because now I'm thinking about it and kind of jumbling around in my head. But what else would Pekin Wolf play right now? The Orianna's still available.
Yeah.
Not super fluid on that champion. Feels a little clunky in his hands. I'm surprised that they banned out the LeBlanc, though, actually, for Curse Academy, because when they forced Pekin Wolf onto that multiple times, he kind of flubbed it.
Yeah.
We were watching those games, and it was like he keeps going in, and it's like, oh, I'm dead. Don't
had a rough game.
Yeah, it doesn't have the mechanical skills to get in and out and deal his maximum amount of damage. He loves poke champions. He loves those harassment types.
Yeah.
So Lulu is a couple of those things. You know, she's got good wave clear. She's got good harassment. Her poke is really decent. It's not just long range. So.
Sure. Well, see what else they go for here. Curse Academy locking in the rest of their lineup. Cabagon gonna be playing the Annie here on support. Pat will get Elise here in the jungle. Of course, with the Evelyn grab so early by VVV, he could take his time to grab his jungle pick. So now we see what the boys in red go for here. Does the Lulu go to Pekin Wolf? Why did they take so long to pick a support champion? And with 30 seconds to go.
And what is the meaning of life?
42.
So many questions. There was 32 seconds on the clock. We were about 10 short.
It's okay. I was thinking into the future. Or the past. One of the two. Hovergun Blitz. You see it once in a while. The Morgana pick surprised me, though. Traditionally, we consider that one a bit weaker against Annie, but
yeah,
thinking about some of the plays available.
And I was talking about it earlier, where I've been looking at his solo queue. He mainly plays AD carry when he's solo queuing. So a lot of the research on him is what does he play when he's in that solo queue environment, not the team environment. And that's typically the Thresh, the Annie, the Karma.
Yeah.
So Morgana, like I said, it might not be in his champion pool, but apparently it is. And we're going to have to see what he can do with that Tormented Soil and the Bindings.
Yeah, well, we'll see what these teams are up to. So Curse Academy, pretty standard lineup overall. I got to say, a lot of early game power. Lucian, Annie for the bottom lane, Redactin up top, Elise jungle. All of these things speak to strong laning phases, getting out ahead early. And then when they get to end game, they're going to rely on basically duo 6 Needly. Javelins come out there, good poke, they can follow up afterwards. VVV on the other side, very far back team, right? Lulu, Morgana, Caitlyn, really defensive here. See how that mixes with Eve and Shyvana.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm going to have to look for, is that synergy in the top and the jungle, and seeing how that works with the entire team as a composition. Like, Evelyn can just get right into the team, and then you can wild growth her and knock multiple people up, and you can have the vacuum from Shyvana. But the damage here is really going to come from a little bit of Pekin Wolves and Tails, who isn't on a hyper late game carry.
Yeah.
So, we're going to have to see how that shapes up. They do have very good pushing here, up against the squad that Curse Academy had brought to the table, which is a little bit more early aggression with the Nidalee in there for the poke late game.
Yeah, I want to see what happens with the lanes as well. I know with Curse Academy, we know that they're actually a very, very good 2-on-1 team. Their early game is incredibly strong. They will out-rotate you. They'll get more turrets than you. They've just, from the games I've seen of them, have made, time after time, great play in the first 6 to 10 minutes of the game.
I think that their adjustment to 4.4 is one of the best ones I've seen.
Yeah.
Excluding yesterday's match from Complexity Black and that rotation that I had saw. I really like what Curse Academy's bringing to the table. They like those timers. They like we're going to go get the dragon. We're going to go ahead and get these objectives very early on, take the turrets, and then try and close it out. But their follow-up on it is not that great.
Yeah. They lose map control in the mid game.
Yeah.
They drop the wards, or they time out. They actually don't drop the wards specifically. The wards die off, and the map goes black again, and they stop making these moves where they were normally controlling buffs, normally controlling areas of the map. VVV, though, I gotta say, when their lineup was coming through, it looked to me like a team that wanted a 2v1, right? It's like Caitlyn Morgana, great at killing turrets, great at pushing. Morgana, champion that loves to get Spell Thief's edge early on, great turret pushing that way. On top of that, you've got Evelyn, who I know she's actually better in a 2-on-2 sort of setup, but even still has good wave clear, allows your team to push turrets down rather quickly, even regardless. Also lets you play mind games early on with which buffs are we going for, and kind of turn things around there. So champion-wise, I feel like VVV would look for a 2v1.
Yeah.
Especially because some of the matchups there, but I know Curse Academy plays that situation really well.
Yeah, and Rux, once again, in that top lane, up against Chris, and that's something that we definitely have to keep our eye on. Like this entire match, all across the board, it's like Mashme versus Tails, very skilled players. How's that going to shape up? Top lane, Chris, Rux, what's going to happen up there? Because we talked about it last time that they fought. They're both kind of wild cards here. They're both the extremes. They either carry the game and spill over into other lanes. It's like, look at that, I'm 10-0, and that's both Chris and Rux do that. Or it's like, I can't really help you guys. I'm split pushing because I'm behind. Like, that's usually the dynamic we see between those two. And so I think it's going to be extremes that one of them is much further ahead than the other. And if they go even, I would actually be more surprised by that.
Yeah, and it's weird how these guys match up because looking at history, you expect that to go Rux's way. His team 2-0'd. He's been having a great tournament overall in the Challenger Series, and you're like, oh man, he's gonna have such a great time overall. But on paper, Chris, #1 Challenger solo queue, like that's hard to get. Like, you have to be sneaky to get that, right?
It means that up in that top lane, you've gone against all of those people up in that like top 5, top 10, and you've dueled them, and you probably come out on top more often than not.
Yeah, you fought Dyrus, you fought Balls, you fought, I mean, even guys like Rux here, and you still managed to climb the ladder. Like, I want to see Chris put on a better performance here. He has not completely wowed me yet so far. I know he's a great player. I want to see him put it on here.
Yeah, and Rux once again back on his crocodile baby. He was having great games with that, building Trinity Force when he got ahead. Still always going to bring that up because I don't believe it.
Well, you know, I actually learned something from Kobe today. When you fight crocodiles, if they're chasing you, you should zigzag.
No, you shouldn't. Mythbusters took care of that.
Really?
Yes, they were like, they're ambush predators. They don't chase you. If they don't get the initial clamp down, they won't follow you.
Really?
Yeah, Mythbusters did it.
So just
look it up.
Move briskly.
Yeah.
In any direction away
As long
from
as the crocodile doesn't bite down on your leg, you're probably fine.
Okay.
And if you zigzag, then you probably just look like an idiot running away.
I would rather look dumb than die to a crocodile, though, to be completely fair. I would take that
Better
any
safe
day
than sorry.
Yep.
So, just in case, zigzag.
Ooh, Javelin's going to land right there. Do a sec. 100% Javelin accuracy this game.
He didn't throw one, though. He missed it.
What?
He missed one he didn't throw.
I feel like that's hard to track.
You miss 100%, you don't throw. Every time the cooldown could be up.
I think that doesn't count if no one's in range. I think we only get to track that when he's actively like holding on to it. Otherwise, it's just like not even fair to the players.
Okay, but just to take a step back, looking at the entire game as a whole, this is an extremely important game between these two. Whoever loses this has no chance at getting into the LCS.
Yeah.
The winners of this move on, and then they're one series away. And even if they lose that, they still have to play that 3rd, 4th place match.
Yeah.
So great positions here. Mashme doesn't know that
you
this
can smell them.
Annie sees it, though.
All right, so VVV going to take a second Javelin. Chris takes that in the tailbone right here. And the Lizard buff has been started, of course, on the other side of it. Curse Academy with an early press in towards their opponent's red buff, so the buff trade. And interestingly enough, for Pat's Elise, he opened up Pink Ward 2 potions. So he's going to have ward control, I'm guessing, for a while up here.
Yeah, we're going to have to see teleport to the top lane from Chris onto a minion, not onto the turf. So he doesn't have the reduced cooldown, but he doesn't miss any CS because of it.
Good binding from Xiao Mei Mei. Does not take the auto attacks afterwards, so Mashme loses half his health bar already. And Annie just now joins the lane with her Doran's Ring.
Mashme has a potion still in his inventory, so if he pops that, then potion advantage goes over to Tails. This is one of those matchups that we want to keep an eye on. And the early level 2 will most likely now go to VVV because of it, and that gives them even more lane pressure.
Yeah, there's the level 2 right here. Kabagon and Mashme forced back, but the wave's going to come in. This will give them level 2 on the wave. But the minions, I want to see how injured they are. Does Mashme miss much CS here? So far, none yet. But I want to see, I'm always interested to see if players can set up these lanes to deny CS. You're going to see a couple miss. All right, Mashme losing a lot of his health bar, health potion already used, and no other great way to sustain. Plus a 6 minion lead. This is good for VVV's bottom lane.
And so far, Xiao Mei Mei looks like a good pickup here for VVV. They've been struggling through supports. They had Gonti, they had Normalize. Both of those ended with a sub 4 or sub 3.5 KDA. And then when they picked up Normalize, he had about 1.4. So Xiao Mei, he's been landing a lot of Dark Bindings, and it looks like they're going to 3v2 in the bottom lane fairly shortly. Because Porpoise Pops is off on the side. He has a very aggressive playstyle.
They've got the buff steal. They've still got the push coming in. It's going to be actually level 3 versus level 2. This is nicely timed until this wave dies. Curse Academy is going to be close to see if Mashme can hit 3 off this. Not just yet. Pat's already waiting in the wings. No gank going to happen here.
They saw him too because Porpoise Pops was leaving the area, and they saw each other. He wasn't completely stealthed.
Oh, I missed that. Thank you. So, no dive, but...
Oh, but he's back.
He's waiting. Elise has left. There's a ward actually by the Lizard buff. They actually know that Pat is now on that side of the map. He's not around to gank just yet.
And that makes him move up a little bit further. If a binding lands...
He's got it. Kevin
gonna
take a bunch of pain, and down he goes. Bursted out during the Dark Binding. Xiao Mei hitting incredibly high numbers of Dark Binding.
I think he's 3 for 3 that I've seen. And every one of them has resulted in a ton of damage. But Porpoise Pops...
Wow.
He's going to take a turn shot.
Takes a lot of damage. He's one hit from dead. Forced to flash. Mash me. Does not chase it.
Wow. Xiao Mei right there was taking a lot of damage too. If Mashpee had his Light Slinger back up, or if he had Flash, he may have secured one, but it was a very risky play. And they're going to bring Pat down. And Xiao Mei is a little too far up, but Porpoise Pops is still here.
Flash Binding not going to land. Pat comes in. Porpoise Pops in the back end side. Xiao Mei puts the Black Shield on. Is that going to be enough? The Q isn't going to do enough. The Cocoon. Porpoise Pops one hit from dead. Pat, he's going to go down. Tails gets away. 2 kills VVV.
My God. Just such low HP bars and the micro back and forth. Xiao Mei lives. That is huge. Porpoise Pops comes up and they support it. Even though it didn't look like the best decision in the world with the low HP bars, they still pull it off, and Tails gets a kill with his flash and gets himself a blue buff for even more lane pressure.
I am incredibly not surprised, but impressed.
Suppressed.
I'm suppressed by the VVV bottom lane. They have picked Urgot, and the ulti has already been used. But honestly, amazing, absolutely amazing play by Xiao Mei. I cannot sing his praises enough right here. Of course, Tails getting a very good deal out of this one. We look at the middle lane for the first time this game. It's Peek and Wolf pretty much tied with Duosec here. So Lulu versus Nidalee not really going in anyone's favor.
Yeah, Nidalee is regarded as the safe pick against Lulu, because if you take Harass, which Lulu is going to give you in the early game, you can just heal it up with Primal Surge, and then you're just all good to go.
Everyone's happy.
This is the thing here, is last time they fought, it was 2-0 Curse Academy's favor. It was pretty much start to finish. They did a lot of tricky rotations and a lot of lane swaps. This, they're just playing it standard, and Curse Academy does not look as strong in this head-to-head, just one-on-one, two-on-two.
Yeah, individual skill-wise, I mean, pretty much it's the lanes that are winning for them. VVV, especially the new support, playing phenomenally. Chris is down to Rux here in the top lane. About 10 minions. Pat looks for a gank, but he's going to walk right through a ward on his way over.
Here's the thing, Pat is top, they know that he's there, so that's going to cue Porpoise Pops that middle's open. Gonna do some damage there and make his way up.
Did not manage to do much, unfortunately, for him, so it's just the attempted dive here. We're going to see he's just going to go for the double golems, though. Rux looks for the stun on a Chris. Some good damage here, but just backs off. Porpoise Pops.
He's in the right place. So, traverse the mid. Ooh,
no one pulled aggro. Porpoise Pops goes in, loses half his health bar right there. Rux pops the ulti. Chris runs back. Just the escape now. Duosec in a battle with Peek and Wolf. Ulti used as well. Duosec forced to run. No more damage going to come his way. Pick's going to time out here.
And so I like that they were just stopping each other from going ahead and reinforcing that top lane. And the fact that Porpoise Pops made his way up there was huge, because he was off on the Dragon side, and it was a very team-oriented decision to not go for Dragon, but instead to help your top laner out, so you don't lose that turret, so you don't lose that pressure. And Porpoise Pops, ooh!
Wow, the flash stun ignite from Rux is enough damage. Level 4 Evelyn's not the most durable. Chris looking to cut him off there. How long till the slice of dice comes up? 4 seconds for Rux. He's waiting around, doesn't want to really get too far away from this one. 150 health, jumps away from Chris. The flash does not get cocooned. A little bit more damage, one more tick. Chris with a beautiful play. #1 challenger skills right there. Now Duosec in a bad spot. Ignite is on.
He's got barrier.
Blocks the auto attack damage. Last tick of Ignite won't take him down. 19 health. The bottom lane turret also going down. Man, this game is nuts.
All across the map, there's just really calculated aggression. And the fact that Duosec was trying to make his way up top and Peek and Wolf was there to stop him just is another piece of the puzzle that was collapsed by VVV. Curse Academy, they're trying to get all their people converged, and they're just stopping it.
Chris and Pat in a bit of a fight right here. 7 versus 5. Half health for the Eve, but she's going to defend, or sorry, the Elise. She's going to defend that turret for a bit, though. Porpoise Pops leeching experience now in the mid lane. 8.5 minutes in, neither jungler yet to hit level 6. They've been ganking too much to get levels.
Yeah, and up in the top lane, Pat's there. He's out of mana. Looked like there were some pings going down on Dragon, but mid lane is the actual focus here for VVV. Oh!
Dark Binding's very nearly hitting right there. Duosec forced to leap away. Mid turret about to go down. Porpoise Pop's happy to tank the turret, and that one is going to fall. Not a lot of place to go for Pat, though. Chris looks for it, gets cocooned right in turret range. Forced to back off.
Blue
no
buff's up
kills there.
So if he actually wants to make his way over there, he could do some damage on it, but it looks like they have other plans for the jungler VVV.
It looks like VVV just going to control their own blue buff with this one. Maybe they'll buy enough time to heal back up and contest the enemies, but right now just the recalls here. Worth noting that Chris did go for teleport, whereas Rux went for the ignite. Porpoise pops. Okay, he's just recalling instead of pressing S. That's interesting. Still no 6 for Eve, though. That's actually an incredibly late road to 6, 9.5 minutes in.
Yeah, he died once, and his like stalling and running around the map was good. It helped his team out. He's on pace with Pat, which is very important. You know, he's not ahead, he's not behind, he's just right up there with him, which is good for his team. But then if you look at the lanes here, we see Tails has a BF sword over Mashme.
Yeah.
Determined the Vamp Scepter. He's be taking a lot of punishment in that lane.
35 extra attack damage in that lane. You can see how it pans out right now. The
Oh,
dragon.
they're doing the take no damage dragon.
Well, they don't do enough damage to keep it from resetting, though. Like, this won't actually go down without someone tanking it, because it'll regen too much when it finally does reset. So we'll see. Eventually they pull the team down. Duosec winning in the wings, though. Looks like Curse Academy is aware of this one. Here they come down. There comes the Evelyn as well. Porpoise Pop's half HP. The Dragon reset comes in. Javelin!
Oh.
No one wanted a body blocker. The smite was good, though. Porpoise Pops does secure Dragon for VVV.
That was scary.
Yeah.
I was sitting here, oh my lord. That was so close. The Spear does so much damage, and the fact that he just backed and was able to cash in on what he had comes back with the pieces of an Athena's Unholy Grail. And so he can just stay in the lane a little bit longer.
Yeah, but Rux trying to capitalize as much as possible. 87 to 62 in minions, taking double golems right now. Knows no one is around to gank him. So I want to see how much the lane bully Ignite Renekton can do right here. He is the only, I would say, winning lane right now for Curse Academy.
And it looks like they're collapsing on him too. We have Xiao Mei Mei and Pika Wolf both making their way up there to Rux. Xiao Mei Mei is actually a level behind Cabagon. He's close to his 6, so he doesn't have his Soul Shackles just yet. But in the bottom lane, we're gonna have to see if Tails makes his way back there. Because if he does, he's gonna be outnumbered. Or they can go ahead and pull Annie up to the top.
See what the movements end up being right now. Morgana staying for this top lane push, helping Chris to get this one shoved out. We'll see what full purposes this Morgana roam has. Right now it is pressure on the top turret, won't land that binding. Rux takes a bit of damage.
He's got
Not
great wave
dangerous.
clear with the Tiamat and the Call of the Meek.
Yeah, he does.
It's really hard to push in on him, and it looks like they're going to rotate Pat possibly up to the top, and Porpoise Pops is going to try to clear whatever he sees Pat doing.
See what we get with this one. Tails happy to stay in the bottom lane, though. Bloodthirster already done. 11.5 minutes in. Quick clip for him.
Yep.
You're going to see the recall back from Mashme just for the BF sword.
That pink ward is still there in that jungle, in that topside jungle.
Yep.
That Pat put there. Porpoise Pops, he's been seen out. They've seen his movements all over that side.
Very impressive. Yeah, I didn't fully count.
It's not a bush you check as a jungler.
Yeah, I knew it was a bush that people didn't normally check, but the fact that it is specifically against an Evelyn, where it will actually track her movements better than a normal ward would, that's actually incredibly smart. I didn't think about why a pink ward specifically, but it will last forever here.
It looks like it's 3 men top, 3 men strong in the top, but Cabagon's going to go ahead and back. Pat was seen out by that first ward, so Chris is playing it a little safer while pressure gets applied elsewhere. So they will push that little advantage.
What's the mid lane right now, the target for these guys? 3,600 gold for VVV. A bottom lane under fire right now. BT completion puts Tails above Mashme right now in terms of items. And of course, as you fully stack that Bloodthirster, you're getting about 1,000 gold worth of stats when it's maxed out. So it's a lead that'll pay off for a while, actually, for the VVV 80 carry. Right now, just the golems dying. They're kind of doing the same thing that Rux was, saying, we're pushed up so much, we'll take the jungle to accrue a further lead over you. But I want to see if this turret can actually go down.
So Xiao Mei Mei off on the side here if he can land a binding.
Nope. Not quite that one. You know, this is a random thought, but when Normalize first played with VVV, he had a crazy good start to the game, and then...
Yeah, it fell off.
Yeah, it fell off, started getting caught a lot. I don't want to say a couple missed bindings means he's falling off, but for what it's worth, there are some trends that tend to happen here in Challenger. I want to see if Xiao Mei Mei can keep up his incredible Morgana play. Rux right now trying to push Chris out. Looks like it's going to be pretty successful. Chris actually forced to ult away on that one.
He's going to walk through the turret, too. He's going to be taking some hits on his way out.
It was a bit greedy then by Chris. Duosec moving up as well, actually. No. I don't remember which way he went through. If it was through River, he would have gotten spotted.
It doesn't look like it.
Jeff won't land a flash stun. Does, though. In comes Cougar form. Duosec one leap and a Q away from getting the kill. He runs faster than Chris with the leaps.
Got the leap.
There we go. Picks it up with the swipe. Duosec getting the kill. Assist to Rux. Chris went way too hard for that top lane turret.
And they get nothing for it in terms of turrets down here. But now they're going to go ahead and rotate to that mid lane, start applying some pressure. And it's going to be 4 men strong from VVV. And their
good play.
The rotations have been really good.
Yeah.
And very different than last time we played Curse Academy.
Yeah.
VVV looks like they've remedied some of their problems with the 2 roster swaps that they've brought in.
Well, yeah, now that their lanes are so dominant, both the mid lane of the push lead and the bottom lane with the catches and the ganks, they're just kind of moving back and forth between their 2 winning lanes.
And also the thing, too, is that Pekin Wolf has a champion he's comfortable on now.
Yeah.
They gave him Lulu or Nidalee. It was just between those 2. And Duosec opts to go for Nidalee because that's Pekin Wolf's #1 champion.
Yep.
So they give him basically his #2 champion. And I don't know why they banned LeBlanc in the championship, just going all the way back there. Because Pekin Wolf didn't have a great showing on that, so they changed their strategy even though it was working.
Yeah, well, it's gonna be this one for now. Of course, Curse Academy did spend as many bans as they could against the champion pool. 3 bans and the first pick, of course, can only do so much there. I agree that LeBlanc maybe is a wasted ban there and it could be redirected on something else, but we'll see if they change that one around for the next one. Of course, next game they only get 3 bans and can't first pick, so we'll see if that continues to work in VVV's favor. Mashmi gonna grab himself a red buff here. He does have the Bloodthirster, but he's still down Berserker's Greaves and a dagger, so I gotta say, Tails continuing to stay ahead tangibly in items every step of the way.
Berserker's Greaves is definitely going to help him out, and now they're all grouping up here. This Xiao Mei sitting on a pink ward, just waiting for that clever binding just out of nowhere. He knows that he's not seen. Just poising himself, getting himself ready, and Mashmi's down in the bottom. Oh, he showed himself for a split second. The jig is up.
It's okay. They're going to keep trying. The Javelin's coming through. Blue buff, the catch. Good damage. Ulti in from Xiao Mei. Going in now. Not a lot of play for Duosec to go. Is going to go down. Kill credit. Goes over to the Morgana and Boots of Swiftness.
Yep.
And I got to say, not falling off.
So the Boots of Swiftness is actually just to get him around the map and to create this thing where he doesn't get slowed after he gets hit from the Boots of Mobility.
Yeah.
Because what it does is it reduces the duration, or the effectiveness it slows on you, not the duration. Whereas there's nobody on this team who slows you. They have multiple stuns.
He just wants movement speed.
He wants the movement speed.
Catch up with people in combat with Soul Shackles on.
Exactly.
Here comes Pat, looks for damage on a Chris. 9 versus 11, and the Dragon is running away right now. Burnout does some damage on the retreat, though, and the team is happy to rotate back. VVV, they're up 2 turrets, and they're controlling the Dragons right now. These guys playing a very good strategic game. Off the back of their lanes already winning. They're actually hunting here for Rux. They know he's up there, but I feel like he'll survive this.
Yeah, he's also got a null magic mantle, and Pekin Wolf isn't extremely strong. He's just got some CS. Rux still has the highest CS in the game, which is typical. He's a Renekton. He's going to be doing that. But also, you see if he can scale and take over the game. Because that's going to be difficult for him, especially on that champion.
We'll see where he goes. Mashmi right now. Chillin'. Trying to get the farm back going on. Curse Academy, unfortunately for them, I haven't seen them make moves to get back in. They've been waiting for things to fall into their lap. I feel like outside of Rux forcing the issue, and to be fair, doing well at that, it's everyone else just sitting there trying to catch farm, hoping something goes a bit better for this lineup.
Trying to catch tails, too. You see, Rux, he comes out with the Dominus.
All right, it's going to be the net backwards. The stun comes out, though. Going to be a lot of damage on towards Tails. Ignite is on him as well. Trying to kite with the red buff. Forced to flash. If he... wow, that was way more damage than I expected. But if Rux had flash...
Pekin Wolf's coming around the side. Oh, he gets juked!
Wow, Rux goes through the pink warded tri-brush knowing that that was going to be safe. Meaning he also saw Tails go, or like saw Pekin Wolf go that way.
Yeah. Pekin Wolf's like, where did he go? And he didn't find him in the bushes.
All right, well, the trade right here, both summoners, no, sorry, just one summoner for Tails used, did keep the barrier for a bait, so take it back. Great play by Tails overall, but it does mean top turret goes down anyway for winning the duel. 5,000 gold puts VVV ahead. Porpoise Pops held the mid lane while his team pushed top, but all the outers are now dead.
It looks like VVV, I said it before, they solved a lot of their problems with the new pickup of the support and the jungler. You know, Get Snuggles was very good, but Porpoise Pops is a jungle main, and he has always been a jungle main.
Yeah.
And he's a very high-end challenger, so they're just coming together as a team right now. And Xiao Mei, his movements are fantastic. And the fact that he's landing those dark bindings consistently is very impressive. See a lot of Morganas get over-aggressive when they used Soul Shackles, he was okay with just using it on one person. He's like, I know it's going to work out. And the noodle fight commences.
All right, well, some good damage coming through. Eventually, though, down to half HP is going to be Chris. Actually, Rux still getting the pressure on right there. Chris putting on as much pressure as he can. He can teleport into the fights later on. That is not a luxury that Rux has. Rux needs to keep up the dueling pressure if he's going to do anything with his summoner spell choices. Duosec just killing the minions, does have a 6-minion lead right here. Javelin's gonna land. Pekin Wolf not happy about that one. Flash stun comes in from Cabagon. The burst comes through. Flash over the wall. Good position for Pekin Wolf. Will be safe with Wild Growth. Mid lane siege now.
I like that too, because your first reaction is to flash towards the turret, but it wasn't actually a safe area to go. He flashes over the wall to his friends.
How much damage did they get? Stun on the tails. Black Shield did not help this one. Minions will get cleared out for VVV, but Curse Academy still looking to play aggressively. They got Mashme actually pushing the top lane, getting some farm. So CA, they're aggressively seeking gold. This is kind of their way back in, is get the farm in the places, get people off in the lanes, getting the money, catch back up, make plays after.
They did this last time too, with Curse Academy, where they would have Mashme as the solo farmer off on the side. And they're like, all right, you basically have to match whatever Mashme's farm is.
Yeah.
And now, Curse Academy, they're grouping up, they're trying to use this composition that they've created to their advantage, have Duosec poke with the Nidalee, because he's getting to that point where he's strong, and he can actually do some decent damage when they land. Now he's going to pick up blue. Wouldn't be surprised to see them try to siege up the mid again, after pushing out a couple lanes, and then try to rotate the dragon in 2 minutes.
Corpus Wops does not want to steal away this red from Pat, though. And we're going to see in this 2-minute mark what does happen for the dragon fight. Chris and Rux still squaring off tank Shyvana, actually adding some MR.
Oh, he's getting baited into 3 people.
Well, here comes Tails. Bit of damage. Dragon Form comes in. Damage onto Rux. Corpus Pops will land the ulti. Flash from Rux. Here comes Mashme. They're going to be safe.
There's 2 ultis, 4 none. Or the flash of Rux.
Yeah. I'm not sure he even needed to flash.
It's pretty big considering Dragon is in about 1 minute and 30 seconds. Those ultimates will be on the verge of coming back up.
Yeah, I want to track this. Of course, Chris, if he can get into combat with either the jungle or a lane, he can get his Fury up for sure in time for Dragon. I think if he just waited on the basic regen, he wouldn't quite get it.
Yeah, he's going to have to auto-attack some things. Let's see. He's got the teleport, but that's not up for about 100 seconds here, so that won't be available either. So a lot of the options that VVV had for contesting the Dragon are now reliant on them getting there first and setting up for vision, as opposed to just brute forcing their way and taking it. Because they would be at a little bit of a disadvantage here up against Curse Academy, who have some really good damage from Rux, and then the fact that they have the AoE stun from Cabagon to come on in there, and Chris wouldn't be able to get into the back line.
Yeah.
But he is right on his way to getting that ultimate back up.
All right, killing away some of the jungle. We'll see if the gold lead is enough for VVV to feel like they're more powerful anyway, even if they're not quite there in terms of cooldowns. Corpus Pop's ulti still down as well. He will be without that for a short time. Clears away this bottom lane here. Level 12 on him does go Lizard Elder, standard build for Eve. Going tanky afterwards, also pretty much par for the course. Aegis will be coming in pretty soon for Xiaomei Mei.
So Rux made a very conscious decision. He said, I'm not going to contest Dragon, and neither should you guys. I'm going to push top and apply some pressure. Somebody's going to have to answer for it. Teleport is not up, so they're going to give up the Dragon and try to push mid and top in the meantime. Ooh, big spear there.
So just 2 members of VVV will go for Dragon. The rest of the team will look for the defense. Dragon comes down.
Oh, but now they can pinch Curse Academy in.
There they go. Xiaomei Mei flashes in. Ulti popped. After a short time, he was waiting for Flash to get burned. The entire team just disengages regardless. Top lane turret actually defended here by Chris. That won't be going, but mid outer did fall.
It's a base race.
A little bit. Dragon for a turret here up to the top lane. The entire team of CA showing up. VVV just going down the mid lane. You're right. Here it comes. Top lane under fire. Duosec going to recall back. Looks like actually Curse Academy, they feel like slow and steady is the way to win this one. They're going to come on backwards with this.
Yeah, they're going to get a turret, and the minion wave was not pushed up for VVV, so if they don't get one in return, they're going to have to try and push this bottom lane out. But Curse Academy knows.
Curse Academy so far played this one right, though. They gotta say they fixed some of the issues. They lost Dragon, but gained 2 turrets here without really any much more lost. VVV still staying in the bottom lane here. Corpus Pop's gonna set some of these minions up. Tails getting a few more. And the wave clear from Curse Academy is stopping really any pushes from actually working here for VVV. CA still sits at a 4,000 gold deficit, but they're not hemorrhaging anymore.
I'm looking around the map here and I'm thinking, these two mid laners don't have a lot of wave clear at their disposal, and neither does the team as a whole. A lot of it's very melee oriented. No Ziggs, no Gragas, nothing like that. Lulu can do a little bit.
I think Lulu's great at it.
They'd have to all be in a line. When they're grouped up, it's not as effective.
Yeah, I mean, you have to preempt the wave a bit, but...
Yeah, just a little bit. Nidalee, on the other hand, has to be completely in melee range. So neither of these teams are very good at defending a siege, but they're very good at putting one on.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if they can make it happen. I don't know, I just feel like it might require a lot of effort, but like, you have like things like the culling that'll kill a full wave. You can body block for it if it just shows up. But like, Caitlyn Q's great at it too. We'll see. I mean, I think you're right. There's definitely no Ziggs Gragas. The guys that like say, get the heck off our turret.
There's nothing that's going to completely just stop it dead in its tracks with little to no risk.
Okay.
Right.
That's
basically the point I'm making.
Okay. That one I buy. That's weird because like they have AoEs. They don't have wave clear.
Well, they have AoEs.
Yeah.
They don't have anything that's just like, it's gone.
There you go. Okay. Okay. We've reached consensus. The wave clear is dangerous for both teams, and that is what will make the sieges interesting. Mashme solos down the bottom outer turret. These teams now actually equal on turret kills. VVV only up 2 kills of champions, which means the rest of their gold comes from Dragon and CS. We'll see them still pressuring. There we go.
Pushing, just combine the words. It's fine.
Yes. Done that a lot now.
Xiaomei on top of the wards. The wards here from both teams have been right on point. And now the Baron, it looks like Curse Academy, they're trying to put themselves in a position to do it, but they really aren't with the gold difference here. Oh, but they can do it with spears.
Well, Tails lost half his health bar there. He's going to rely on lifesteal. And you notice that Peek and Wolf allows him to take down the minion wave. Tails like, let me lifesteal. They let him do it. They're going to be okay here. You're going to see the ward control now starting over towards this Baron area.
It's extremely beneficial to the team to let him get his life back up. Otherwise, you're in a just terrible position.
Yeah, but VVV, they don't really have a lot of pink ward control yet. Like, the wards are still difficult for them to kill. Ooh, Pekin will take some damage. Mashme the same. Cavagon taking one for the team there. The heal comes in from Nidalee. Xiaomei in a bad spot. Rux doing a whole lot to push him away. Black Shield pop for fun. Pekin Wolf low pops ulti. A little bit more than he needed, but Mashme about to get a range. Jumps forward, flashes, gets the kill one-on-one. Peek and Wolf bit off more than he can chew. Porpoise pops as well. Javelin in the backside. Cavagon low. There's the puddle. Xiaomei goes a little hard. Gets taken down. VVV just hemorrhaged 3 kills.
They just gave those up. Peek and Wolf gets caught. Goes after Mashme, but now it looks like the Baron is in Curse Academy's favor right now.
Well, they're going to move for it. Jumps over the wall from Rux, and here we go. Baron taking a bunch of damage. The AD carry and top laner. The only ones alive for VVV. They're looking to contest a little bit. Chris is pushing Mashme around, doing some damage there. Javelin's going to land, not doing too much damage. Baron getting lower and lower, down below half. Chris still trying to buy some time. Can they get much out of this? Down to 1/4 of the damage coming through. Chris jumps in. The Q from Caitlyn. It is going to be blue team picking up Baron Nashor. Well picked up by Pat. It's going to be Curse Academy. 3 kills and Baron Nashor.
And I guess that was definitely worth at least a try because Chris got out of there without dying. And man, Peek and Wolf, Porpoise Pops, Xiaomei, they give up kills for nothing there, and they give up Baron as well. And now Curse Academy, for the first time in the game, have a gold lead and a kill lead.
Yeah, looks like the patient game that CA played was the right call. Looks like CA does not have as many faults as we might have once thought. They're going to move in.
It looked like VVV there, just Peek and Wolf didn't know what he had on his flanks. He's just like, I'm going to re-engage here. I'm going to just whimsy him. And he took a huge chunk of damage from Mashme that I don't think he was expecting. And then Mashme and him both flashed away.
Yeah.
And off on the side, Porpoise Pops like, I'm coming to help. And Xiaomei is like, I'm coming to help too. And then trickle in.
Well, yeah, they've been fighting so rarely that you kind of get snuck up by the fact that you had most of Trinity Force and a Bloodthirster on Illusion. Like, you're going to chunk the squishy mid laner if that's the case. And Peek and Wolf just did not respect the damage. Absolutely the case. Xiaomei, unfortunately, a bad call in the team fight. We'll see if he can keep it going again. But I also want to point something out weird. I saw it for a little while ago, and I'm thinking about it. Unless he's like super used to 4.5, where the Aegis build is different, grab the Kindle Gem, then stopped and built towards the rest of Aegis. But this is 4.4, where there's no Kindle Gem in that recipe. For like locking.
Oh, you got the Aegis, you're right.
He's just chilling with the Kindle Gem. It's like Spirit Visit is kind of the
Wants the
thing.
CDR.
I mean, it's not a bad, like, health CDR is fine and is actually good on supports. I used to, there's a lot of players that would just buy Kindle Gems for the stats. It's just, it's rare recently.
Spirit Visage wouldn't be completely terrible, but I think a
Yeah.
Banshee's Veil would be a little bit better,
I agree.
considering there's nobody on this one. The squad, Dragon's up, so is this turret, but Curse Academy have one of those...
Not for long. Yeah. Turret goes down. Now Curse Academy with the turret lead. They've used half their Baron buff exactly so far. They're now in the lead. Chris trying to scale up still by pushing around on this top lane.
And TP hasn't used it too much. Every time I see it on cooldown, it's usually to get back to lane.
Yeah, it's to get to lanes and hold pushes. Even with that, though, isn't holding a minion lead over Rux, and I haven't seen him get into flank fights either.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised that the lane has gone even. I said it before, but, you know, color me surprised. Somebody's favorite color out there.
Surprised.
Yep.
That's awesome. You know what? That's my choice favorite color.
Surprised?
Yeah.
A color me surprised. Yep. But I am right now. I'm really surprised that neither of these top laners have gone with something off the wall. They're very consistent, respecting each other a lot.
Yeah.
And respecting what the teams can do. So neither of them have gone very gun-ho.
Yeah.
Chris. Oh, there's the engage.
Corpus Pops gets a whole bunch of shields, stays alive. Rux in the front lines, has turret aggro, flashes out, but goes down. Flash still in turret range. Mid turret does go down, though. Cash positive for Curse Academy, but they're forced back.
And Chris, once again, doesn't teleport anywhere near the fight. And now Pika Wolf is trying to like at least push up and gain some ground here. They don't have a dragon to take. VVV still down in gold, and the turrets that are available to them are inner turrets and inhibitor turrets. They don't have any of those easy accessible ones on the sides. So they're gonna go ahead and get some ward coverage, get some vision, get these objectives out of the jungle, and what they can find, and then try to go ahead and siege up.
See what they can get for themselves here. Looks like top lane under fire right now. VVV using the 12 remaining seconds of 5 vs 4 to make something happen. Black Shield is on Tails just in case, putting some damage to the Cabagon. Look at that. Lucian removes the wave and says,
Yep.
you're going to wait till Renekton's back.
You're just gonna keep throwing the wave clear at me, huh?
Yep. I wasn't supposed to be a slight, but yeah.
No, I gotcha. Because it's making me rethink it too. Because I had said it, maybe I was a little hasty. Because they do also have the Renekton, but it's kind of risky wave clear aside from the pulling, which does have a very low cooldown. So you'll have it about once every 2 waves.
Yeah, about that.
So he can always just clear it out, give himself a little extra CS. He is the highest in the game, and using it very effectively. But if he walks up and he piercing lights it, definitely a risky play.
Absolutely, yes. WR, about the best you can do to wave clear without getting caught. And of course, keep in mind, the reflexes and the predictions of Xiao Mei Mei are going to be tested here because Morgana into Annie, if you're fighting a Leona, if you're fighting a Thresh, you can see the engage coming in, you can land the Black Shield on the important target, and that guy's probably going to be fairly safe. You fight an Annie, there is very little time to react to a Flash Tibbers. How fast is Cabagon? How fast is Xiao Mei Mei? Or the rest of the team if they want to flash to dodge the Tibbers? That's one thing I do want to watch here for a coming fight. Cabagon has his distortion boots. He's going to have the flash engages.
Yeah, that's true. And I actually want to keep tabs on what Xiao Mei Mei's build is. If he ends up going for the Zhonya's Hourglass, ends up selling the Kindle Gem, or what he builds that into. Also, the Frost Fang has not been upgraded into a Frost Queen's Claim. So you're just sitting on that. Maybe he'll sell that and get a Talisman of Ascension. We'll have to see how that ends up for him. Because Morgana builds, nobody's really solidified that in stone, just as support builds in general, too.
Yeah. For what it's worth, it builds in to face the mountain. Corvus Pop's going to jump in here. Rux Velshi going to block one. The flash in. Here comes Chris as well. A lot of early disruption. Tibbers onto the back line. Xiao Mei Mei taking some damage, and down goes Pika and Wolf already. The Morgana engage going to come in. Lands a couple of stuns, but Mash Me dealing damage down to the back line. 2 kills. Going to be another one maybe coming in. Down goes Tails. Only 2 surviving members of VVV. Curse Academy looking great.
They were just in full retreat halfway through that fight. Tails is doing no damage. And now with 3 of them down, 2 of them low, this might be the game-winning push here.
See if they can close it out right there. Mid inhibitor turret is down. The mid inhibitor itself is also going to fall. 20 seconds still of 5 versus 2 in this game. Corpus Pop still yet to heal. Finally gets the recall in, but now comes the push for the Nexus turrets. 10 seconds until support is back up. Chris in the front lines trying to buy some time. Desperately dealing what damage he can, but it might not be enough. Curse Academy take number 2 of the Nexus turrets. Cat gonna force to jump into the air. The engage coming down. Corpus Pop's low on health. Nexus taking damage. They're still trying to push it down. The fight just ensuing overall. And finally, Mash Me gets the damage in after they lose the Annie. Game 1, 33 minutes in, Curse Academy.
And so Mash Me ends that game 3-0-0, 337 CS, coming up big for his team, very consistent in his play. And Curse Academy take another win off of VVV.
Yeah.
Now it's 1-0 in the series, and loser of this goes home, and the winner goes on.
Yep. And it's going to be interesting to watch because the game started out well for VVV, crushing duo lane. Absolutely phenomenal 2-on-2 by Tails and Xiaomei. They got the lane lead in most places. They got the early turret lead. They controlled the dragons, and then it just stopped. A couple of catches by Curse Academy. They played it out. They slowed the game down, found the catches, took Baron off it, turned the game.
Oh yeah, that game-winning just 3-man sacrifice by VVV was a little strange. Pekin Wolf was not expecting the damage out of Mashme, and I think he was very consistent in the lane. And if you're VVV, you're thinking, all right, Tails and Xiaomei, they stomped bottom lane. It looked like it in that first little bit.
Yeah.
And then it's like, actually, Mashme's huge. He didn't die. He got 3 kills, very consistent, very high in his CS. And then it showed there on Pekin Wolf, who's like, whoa, where'd that damage come from?
Yep.
And just got shut down there, and then they picked up more for it as well.
Yeah, slowing the game down, putting the farm on people. I know you mentioned a couple of times. They dedicate the gold to Mashme.
Yeah.
When there's the lanes they break down, you have to pick who gets the farm. Teams choose who gets the farm there. When you see guys with really high CS counts, that's usually because the team allows that. They enable it. Mid laners, junglers will give them their Wraith camps or give them the Wolf camps and not farm them and let like a Ziggs or an Orianna get that for more gold. Teams will say, okay, the bottom lane, that's yours. Go solo it. Go get the levels. Go get the gold and all that. And this is kind of the choice made by Curse Academy. Mashme got big. Duosec did his job as Nidalee. Worked out quite nicely.
Yeah, it worked out very, very well. So Curse Academy, they have to be happy with that win, especially since it was over VVV with Pekin Wolf on something he's comfortable on.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're going to change their strategy too much. Going to go ahead and ban out 3 mid lane champions again in game 2, I would assume. Nothing was extremely scary that game. And I think Porpoise Pops on Evelyn, he had a pretty good early game. He was decent, but Pat was keeping tabs on him in the jungle a lot. Just following his rotation. Wasn't as strong as him in the early game, which is very deadly as a jungler. Because if you end up in a 2v2 situation, you're just like, I'm countering that gank, but I'm not as strong. So it's kind of like this weird, delicate balance that you have to know when to go in.
Yeah.
And we saw it turned around on them very early on. But I think Porpoise Pops on the Evelyn, it wasn't very convincing for me. And Evelyn is a champion, actually, just in the overall right now. I feel like there's a lot better things on the table. Like there's Pantheon, Elise, Vi.
Yeah.
Still think that those are extremely strong champions. And Evelyn, with this team synergy we were talking about, with the poke mixed in with the engage, just wasn't working out for them.
So actually, then want to press you on this real quick with the Vi coming in there. Like, adaptations that VVV should make then? Is it more hard engaged to actually just like get a lead and close games?
Especially against somebody like Nidalee.
Yeah.
They had no hard engage, and that is the counter to Nidalee. You need something that can get onto her and just stop you guys from being poked down. And they didn't have that.
All right, well, we'll see what they can fix, guys. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, it's Game 2 in the quarterfinal fight between VVV Gaming and Curse Academy. Stick around.